Hey everyone, just here from the Cart, and we're back to a new Simpsons review. And if your audience did the last one, go and check it out. And this episode is another good episode. So this episode starts with the Simpsons family watching a commercial that has a soccer game going on, and Bart and Lisa are wondering why they never got took into a soccer game. And Homer's like, I don't know. And then after, they're like, can we go, can we go, can we go, can we go? And he's like, yes, we can. But in a really hooray sound of yes. Which they go, and they get their seats, and Bart gets some food, and the game starts, and can I just say, this is probably one of the most boring kind of game that you could probably watch. Yeah, this is one of the most boring games you could ever watch, because everybody starts to not cheer anymore. And then when Krusty is telling them to just do something, like for real, I'm like Krusty right now, just do something. And Kent Brockman is like, just going back and forth, because all they're doing is just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with the soccer ball. And Sideshow Mal is like that he's out of here, and Mo's like, not if I leave first. And Ned says something to him, and he's like, starts choking him, and he's like, shut it, Principal Skinner. And yeah, everybody starts doing a riot. Really, everybody just starts doing a riot, and Marge is telling them to get out of there, but they need to get out of there. Homer tries to get involved, but yeah, the whole place is now chaos. And Kent Brockman is saying that now everybody is just going into different places and different houses and just starting riots and stuff. All because of one boring soccer ball game. Everybody's starting a riot. And somebody taking Ned's TV, and Marge is worried that somebody's going to get into their house when they are next door, because somebody is next door, and Homer's like, they're not going to get in because their alarm will set it off once the fish grabs a hold, and yeah, the fish gets taken. This guy comes along, telling them about these different things that they can do of protecting their valuables and blocking their windows, even though Marge says if they would suffocate. Homer's like that he's not going to have anything to do with that. And Marge is like, they need to get something to protect their family. And Homer's like, he knows exactly what to do. And he goes to a gun shop. Yup, Homer goes to get a gun. Like a real gun. Homer goes to get a real gun. And he starts pointing it. Of course, he starts pointing it. And the guy at the register is showing him these different things. Even this gun to shoot down police helicopters. And he's like, all he's just going to need is the gun. Which he says that Homer can't get the gun until 5 days, and Homer's like, if I had the gun right now, I would shoot you. Like literally, he would just shoot the store guy if he had the gun. So yeah, he's just mumbling. At 3 a.m., he's mumbling. Lisa's wondering why he's mumbling, because it's 3 a.m., and he's like, Marge kicked me out, and he's just mumbling. And Lisa's just starts to put her pillow over her head while he's just mumbling. And he's sitting outside wondering what he's going to do for the next 5 days. Which we see this Target truck go by. We see these ducks go by. See these rabbits go by. See someone Patty go by. We see Ned go by twice. And then the next day, after 5 days are up, Homer runs to the gun shop again and to use the restroom, and the guy says that he had some technical, problems before, which he then tells Marge to close her eyes, and When she opens her eyes, Homer's pointing the gun right at her, and yeah, Marge does not want that gun in her house. Yeah, Homer bought a gun to protect their family. And yeah, she's saying that she does not want any guns in her house. And she reminds them, remember when Maggie shot Mr. Burns and he's like, I thought Smithers did it, and Lisa, of course, saying that that would have made a lot more sense. Which, remember, one of the alternate endings did have Smithers actually being the one that shot Mr. Burns. And Marge is taking the gun away from Homer because, well, she does not want Homer with that gun. With that actual, not for real, not fake, but a real gun, of course. He bought a real gun to having to protect the family, which, yeah, he probably could have bought probably something else rather than a gun. And Homer's just telling Lisa, like, would you want these said things to happen? And Homer telling Marge if she comes to this kind of convention where they're talking about guns, this club where they're talking about guns, then she'll be able to trust him with it. Which, all these people are getting the red alarm going through the security. And Lenny and everybody are talking about the guns. All the good use of guns. And how Moe said that he shot a guy while trying to go into his bar. And Homer telling everybody of why he would like to have his privileges with a gun. And they also, of course, put him in the team of it, and Marge still not liking it, which Homer's begging to Marge to please let him. Just please let him. Which we see everybody doing gun practices, with the headphones and the glasses and the targets. Everybody's shooting at the targets with their guns. And Homer's shooting at root beer bottles, or root beer cans, and Lenny shows him the target is there. And yeah, he tells the guy at the desk, sorry, and he says, my mistake, or his bad, because he put him there accidentally. And then he goes into the Quickie Mart, and yeah, he's spinning the gun around while he's walking in, and Oppo is like, please don't shoot me. Because, yeah, well, of course Homer wouldn't rob the Quickie Mart, but he is spinning a gun on his finger. Homer is spinning a gun on his finger while whistling in. And Oppo would think that he is to rob the store, and Homer's thinking of what it would be like if he did rob the Quickie Mart. And yeah, he didn't, but he said next time he would. Then he comes home. Lisa's saying if Homer can get the basketball. And yeah, Homer shoots the basketball off of the roof with his gun, and it inflates. And he's like, I can get the cat down. And she's like, no. And yeah, it's probably best that he doesn't get the cat down with the gun. And Bart throws some of their disc plates, and Homer shoots them while being launched into the air. And they're having to eat from cups, and Marge is wondering what happened to all their disc plates. And Homer is showing of who got the part in the club. And Homer tries to put on the safety on the gun, which, yeah, suits a picture of Marge. Then he accidentally shoots it again. And then he accidentally shoots something that makes the knife go all the way into the picture. And Marge and the kids are not happy. And Marge says this is the first time after all of the times that she kicked Homer out or got in trouble in their marriage, that she is worried, that she is scared because Homer is out of control with this gun. And he's got a decision, of course, to get rid of the gun, which, yeah, he says that he'll get rid of the gun for his family, which Bart is trying to get some popsicles for Milhouse, and Milhouse is wondering, he said that there were popsicles, and yeah, Bart found the gun in the refrigerator. Homer put the gun in the refrigerator. And he's about to shoot the apple in Milhouse's mouth with the gun until Marge comes in and sees, and of course gets on to Homer like, you promised to get rid of the gun. And yeah, now she had it. Now that he lied to her of getting rid of the gun, she decides to get the kids and leave Homer at the house. And yeah, he's like, he doesn't need them because he has him and his gun, which he tells Milhouse if he can cook dinner. And the kids are going at the Selma and Patty's apartment, wanting somewhere place to stay. And yeah, Homer is now hosting a gun warming. Yeah, a gun warming party. A gun warming party where people of his club are talking about all their guns and stuff, which Homer sees Moe brought some Oreos. And when they're going to the office of the hotel, these women are wondering if Bart would want a party. And y'all can probably tell what they mean by of what they're talking about with Bart. You can probably know what these women are talking about with Bart. And Marge is like, he most certainly does not, which drags him back. And Moe shows that there's 5 guns hooked at once. And of course, everybody's clapping. Homer uses his gun to shoot the root bear, or to open the bear. Yeah, he shoots the opening part of the bear to open it. And of course, everybody is all shocked and disgusted with Homer. And he says that he uses the gun to turn on the TV. Homer shoots the TV to turn it on. And yeah, everybody's all disgusted. And of course, Krusty is saying that it's for protection and all these different things, which they want him to get out of his own house while they finish their party. And Lisa's wondering if they can go in their pool, which, yeah, is probably not for the best. They do this race, and Marge on their beds, while Marge is just all sad. Homer just shooting out all the lights, but pretty much blowing all the lights in the house with his gun. And then he starts to feel sorry or feel bad about how he gave up his family for his gun. And he just shoots the light. He just shoots the light above him, and he's like, he wants to get his family back. Which, there's a camera that's pointing right at Lisa. And like to go back to sleep. Or Bart, not Lisa. Lisa, on the other hand, is starting to feel nauseous. And the mayor comes into the wrong room. Homer comes to the hotel, tries to find Marge, which he wants to apologize, and saying that he got rid of the gun, and he just wants Marge and the kids back. And he learned his lesson of what he said, which they decide to leave, but Snake, the robber, comes and gets a knife on the mayor. And everybody has their hands up. And Homer actually has his gun. Yep, he lied to Marge again. And, of course, Snake is like, don't shoot me. Just put that gun down. And, of course, Marge is upset with Homer again. And he's like, just take the gun. But, no, he gets the gun. But when he's about to get the bullets, the people at the gun club come and point their guns at him to drop the gun, and they're wondering exactly how they knew that they were being attacked, and if he escaped, which he did. Then Homer gives the gun to Marge, telling her to keep it because he's just going to keep lying of trying to get rid of the gun, which she about puts it in, and yeah, Marge actually keeps the gun. Yeah, Homer doesn't. I mean, not Homer. Marge puts the gun in her purse. Yeah, so Marge now. After all that, Marge actually does not throw away the gun. She keeps the gun by putting it in her pocket, and she just closes the door of the hotel. Yeah, Homer definitely learned a lesson with this gun. He definitely learned a lesson with this gun and the consequences, which thankfully he didn't shoot nobody, even though he did threaten the store guy. But this was another good one. I like this episode. It was a good one. It shows the consequences of having a gun and why guns are dangerous. Really good. I really like this one. And yeah, having a gun to protect the family is a good idea, or kind of a good idea, I guess you could say. But yeah, Homer's just using it at the wrong advantage. And he did sort of get a punishment for it, but kind of funny how Marge decides to keep the gun in her pocket at the end. But yeah, like I said, another good one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want. Just wanted to get into and don't see anything new. And let me know what you think. Catch you on the next one.